it's about creating an environment where people feel comfortable to contribute. And that's a pretty naff definition, I suppose, but it's the best one I can come to off the top of my head. You know, we all work in some sort of sense of hierarchy, whether we like it or not. In any organization, doesn't matter whether you have a badge on or something on your shoulders or anything else. It didn't have to be military. In any organization, you know, even if there is a, to take Sarah's point, you know, a head of sales, then the rest of the sales team regard that head of sales in a particular way, in a hierarchical way. You can be the most open, engaging, warm, kind, effusive person you like. You are still the head of sales because it says it in your title. And sort of, if you like, really true flat organizations, you know, there are very few of them that generally exist beyond that sort of startup level. As soon as you get to a scale up or anything beyond, you've got to have some sort of sense of structure. And the issue with that is that people will tend not to express their views for fear of either causing offense or looking stupid. Nobody wants to put their hand up and ask a stupid question. And you often get that, you know, when you're doing workshops and speeches, people putting their hand up and saying, I know this might be a stupid question. So you have that, or just for fear of, actually, I don't want to appear to be critiquing somebody who is at a more senior level or a more important level than me. And essentially, it all comes down to, you know, our ancestry. I mean, we've grown up, if you like, through you know, thousands of years to want to be part of the group. You know, in the past, if you weren't part of the group and you got kicked out of the group, you get eaten by a saber-toothed lion or something. You know, so we are hardwired to not want to buck anything within the group and to remain a valued and important part of the group. And so that means that we tend to want to conform all the time. And you take this sort of hierarchical aspect that we all have within the world that we live in and work in, and then you take, if you like, the demographic issues, ethnographic issues of how we've evolved as a species, and both of those are driving you towards basically saying nothing and keeping your head down as much as you possibly can and just going with the flow. So psychological safe space is all about creating an environment within which people feel actually it is good and it's valued to say something. Because if it's got a sense of value, then people are more willing to express it, because then they're still contributing to the group, and it plays back to that point of that group safety and group value. So it's all about creating a sense of, you know, what I say is important, what I say has meaning, what I say other people are really interested in listening to. How you go about creating it, we could go on for hours, which we don't have time right now, but a lot of it will come down to leadership behaviors, individual behaviors, the culture within the organization, changing the culture in the organization if needs be to make it more likely. But also you can use simple tricks like running games and using games and gamification as a way to stimulate contributions, because a game feels safe because it has rules and it's something we recognize from childhood. So yeah, I guess I spent more time there discussing what it actually is rather than how you create it, because how you create it could take quite a long time and a lot of discussion.
Brilliant answer.